Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to the channel. So in 2025 and the beginning of 2026, I have tested and installed so many instrument cluster display for Model Y Juniper. A lot of people, including myself, still think it's best to have some kind of information right in front of you because the Model Y Juniper and Model 3 Highland only has one big display in the middle of the car, and a lot of people still need some kind of information, at least the speedometer in front of them, so when you drive you can see that speed, especially when you do a road trip, so you don't drive over speed limit. Because normally speedometer in Model Y and Model 3, it's on the big display, even though it's on the top left hand corner, the closest to you as a driver. I think it's best to have something in front of me so I can see it. And a lot of these displays that I have tested offer a lot more functions than just speedometer. It offers more information about the car, offer Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That's the option that Tesla doesn't offer quite yet. I heard a rumor that Tesla might offer in the futures, but for now the only way to get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is through the aftermarket display. I have tested total of 8 different displays so far. Some of them offer different functions, some of them offer different airflow for you, because a lot of these displays sits in front of the steering wheel like this, so it usually blocks the air vent for the driver. So some of these display has an awesome built-in airflow like this S11 with adjustable air vent on the bottom, and even some of them has really small display but really nice OLED display like this one. Some display has a lot of information, a lot of functions, and you can reprogram, you can customize however you like on the display like this 60 dash. So in today's video, I'll be comparing all 8 different displays that I have tested on functions, airflow, how they work, how they look in the car, and at the end of the video, hopefully I can pick top 3s out of 8, and I will also pick the best display out of 8 to become the display of the year for Model Y Juniper. Now let's go. There are 8 different instrument cluster displays, offers different functions, offers different sizes, offers different integration into the car. And the first display that I have tested would be this one right here. This is 9-inch display that has built-in air vent, and the second one was this one right here, the S11 or 10.8-inch display, I believe. And the third one would be this one right here. It's the T8 8-inch instrument cluster display, low profile, the cheapest. No, the second cheapest. The cheapest would be the small one over there. And after this one, then I tested the 9.6-inch display over here from Tesla C. And after this one, I believe I tested the smallest one, the circle display, this one right here from Vicky's. This is an exclusive display. Only Vicky's produce this display. It's really nice and small, but this is the only one that doesn't have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto function. After this one, I tested I believe this one, but I released the video after. This is somewhat integrated into the dashboard, and then I tested the 60 dash, this one from Enhance, and this is the last display so far that I tested from Sanyodo. So Sanyodo offers 2 different displays here, and this one actually integrated into the dashboard. You basically replace the whole dashboard of the car, and it has ambient light along the display that actually synced with the car. So let's see all the sizes first. So the biggest size here, not the biggest physically biggest display. The biggest size display is the S11 here. It's 10.8 inch display with built-in air vent here. This is the only display that offers built-in air vent, adjustable built-in air vent. So you can manually adjust it up and down, left and right. And the second biggest would be these three right here. The width-wise is smaller than these two. So these two are 9.6 inch, but lower profile. But this one is about 9 inch, but taller display, similar to this, and this. Every single display has, almost every single display has somewhat built-in redirect air vent on it. As I mentioned before, this one has the adjustable one. This one has the small redirect air vent just right below it, probably the smallest one. This one does not have the sexy dash, doesn't have redirect air vent, but this is the only display that you can actually place it different locations, because the rest of these are fixed to one single location. But this one you can either put it in front of the steering wheel, or you can actually place it up there on the dashboard, so it looks more like heads-up display or HUD unit. Let's go through the quick installation for each one. So let's start from the first display that I have tested first. So this one is really similar to the rest. There are only a few displays that's more complicated. So basically you have to connect the right hand side OBD port on the passenger side, and then run the cable from that location along the dashboard, which means you have to remove the dashboard. Most of the displays you have to remove the dashboard. I will show you which one doesn't. So this one you have to fish through the cable from the passenger side to the driver side to connect to the display. You just complete the installation. Similar installation from this one would be this one right here, and also this one. So these three, actually these four. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of these has really similar installation instructions. Basically, plug into the OBD port, get the power from the power port just right next to the OBD port, then run the cable along the dashboard. So these three require you to remove the dashboard in order to install the display. Really similar installation. I was surprised how simple this was for the installation wise, for the size and ambient light integration on the display, but it's basically really similar installation. These are like a medium installation. I would put in the middle between the hardest and the easiest. Let's talk about the hardest first. So the hardest would be this somewhat integrated display here. So this one has a built-in redirecting air vent on both. Actually, I really like the built-in air vents on this one, probably second from this way here. So this one has top and bottom, so it directs the air from the top and bottom and merge into the middle, so you get really good airflow from this display. But the worst part of this display is the installation. As I mentioned, this is the hardest one to install, because not only you have to connect the data port from the OBD port on the passenger side, you have to connect the power. I don't know why that it cannot use the power from the power port like every other displays here. You have to connect the power from the charging pad, the wireless charging pad on the center console. So that added the complication to this display. That's why it's the most complicated to install. And the second most complicated to install would be, I would say, these two right here. This one seems really simple, because this one has actually has Bluetooth connection to the OBD port. You don't have to run the cable directly from the OBD port to the display, but you do have to remove the steering wheel column in order to get the power, because this one is wireless. So you would need to get the wireless pad and then connect the power from the OBD2 on the driver's side to get the power to the display. That's the harder part of this display. Otherwise, it connects wirelessly to the OBD port if it doesn't need that wireless power contact. Then it would be a lot easier to install. But this one's really compact. I really like the display. It doesn't block the AC, and it has all the information that you need in front of you. Smaller than the rest, of course, but it also has autopilot warning, blind spot warning, things like that you need for the display. And this one really similar. I think it's a little harder than that small one from Vicky's. So this is the T8. The reason why I said it's harder, first you would have to replace the steering wheel column cover. So you have to remove the cover from the factory, then replace it with this. Not only that, since you have to get all the cable through the steering wheel column, this is the newer car with detached dashboard from the steering wheel column, meaning you cannot run the cable through the dashboard to connect to this display. So you have to run the cable from the OBD side on the passenger side, and then underneath the glove box, and then go through the center console. So you have to remove the panels on the center console on both sides, on the passenger and the driver, and then fish through the cable, and then get the cable fished through again up from there, and then up to the steering wheel column. That's why this is probably the second most complicated, but it looks super clean. Because of that complication of the installation, makes this display looks really nice and clean, and really OEM, really similar to what you see in Volvo, I believe. That's why I really like this display, and it's second most affordable display for what it can do. So this one has autopilot warning, blind spot warning, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto that you need, but it does not have the redirecting air vent. So it blocks the lower part of the AC. Because it's a low profile, you get the air vents from the top part of the display, and this is the easiest to install. Is the 60 dash. I really like this display because this is the only display that you don't need complicated installation, and this is the only display that actually can interact with other Tesla accessory from the same company, which is Enhance. And this is the only display that has customization function. Most of this display has somewhat more than one UIs, like 2 or 3 different UIs they can choose from. But this one, you can choose different configuration on the display, different functions on the display, customization on the display, how big, how small, how different location, shortcuts, or you can see informations that you don't see on the main screen or on any of this display at all. I'll show you later in the video. And the installation is super easy because you just have to connect the commander to the OBD port on the right hand side, passenger side, and that's wireless because this display connects wirelessly to the OBD port or to the car with the commander connected. And this display only needs the power to connect to the display from the driver's side, so you only need to run the power from there to either center console or the OBD2 adapter. So this is really cool display, and it's detached to, you see the base, it has magnetic function to the base, and you can attach the base to different locations. So that's another advantage of this display. So that's the sizes of the display and the installation process so far. Now let me show you, the functions, basic functions like blind spot warning, autopilot warning, also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on each display. As you can see, each of the displays offers the black spot warning, autopilot warning, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. Only one display that doesn't have black spot warning is actually this one. I was surprised too that for some reason this display came after a lot of these displays but doesn't have that function. Now we saw those functions on this display. Let me show you the comparisons for the airflow on each of the display. Go to number 10. This is the highest in the car. So way over here, for sure in front, you can get the whole airflow and taper. But now in front of me, basically just right in front of me, still a strong airflow, but not down here of course. So you have to adjust the AC up a little bit. You will get some airflow. You see right here in front, you get a little bit of airflow right here, but not directly, not as much as previous display. Number 10, as you can see, with number 10, you get a full-blown airflow in front of your face, both heating and cooling. As you can see, it's all the way out here. I still can get the airflow, but not so much up here, but a little below here too, here. So these are the sections that you get a full airflow. As you can see from the airflow testing on each of the displays, some offers really good airflow and some don't quite offer good airflow. The only display in all of these that has full airflow or almost full airflows are these two. So this one, because it's so small and it doesn't block a lot of airflow right in front of the driver, that's why it has like probably 90% of the airflow. The only one that has a full-on airflow is this 60 dash right here, because if you do place it on the dashboard, which is way far away from in front of the air vent for the driver, you'll get a full airflow. But if you do place it in front of the steering wheel, then you will lose quite some airflow for this 60 dash. For me, the best airflow with the displays, with the built-in air vents from all of this, is the S11 or 10.8 inch display right here, because you can actually adjust the airflow to go up and down too. That's why I really like the built-in airflow on this one. I wish they built more like this in the future so you can, you know, manually adjust it. And second best, probably I really like this one right here, because it has a big built-in redirecting air vent on top of the display, so it's blow a little low, but you get a lot of airflow still on the display. Now that we saw all the functions, how they look, the airflow of each display, now let me pick the best 3 displays out of all of these 8 displays, and I'll tell you the reason why I picked these 3. So first, let me pick the third best display. I would pick this one right here, the fully integrated display. I picked this one because it has pretty much all the functions that you need, with similar to the rest of the display. But this one has the added function, which is the full LED ambient light that's synced with the car. It looks really cool, especially at night. As you can see here, looks really nice and clean. I get the airflow and all the information that I need on the display, and the installation, it's really simple too. I was surprised how simple it was compared to the rest, because this one you have to basically replace the whole dashboard, and so that's why I picked the third best display would be this one right here for the Model Y Juniper. Now let's go through the second best, would be the S11, this one right here. Even though it was the second display that I have tested compared to the rest of them, because this display, as I mentioned before, it is physically the biggest display with the lower profile that I like. So it's not too tall, so it's, you know, it stays within that space on top of the steering wheel, and also has adjustable air vent, which none of these has. Not only that, it has all the functions that I need, the black spot warning, autopilot warning, and this is the only display that offers mirroring function, meaning you can actually mirror everything on your phone on that display, which means you can play YouTube and some video streaming right in front of you, maybe when you use the FSD. So yeah, that's why I picked this display as the second best. As for the best display from all of these that I have tested, I would have to go with 60 dash, this one right here. This is the only display that lets you choose the location where you want to put the display or place the display in the car, and it is highly customizable, and the graphics looks probably the best here. Even though you don't have that car status in the middle like most of the display, but you do have everything that you need anywhere you like, so you can configure this display however you like. Like this one right here, I configured the speed odometer in the middle. I have a shortcut of the glove box here. I have a shortcut of the region here, and I have a shortcut of the drive mode here. Also, it shows the information, whatever information I want here, with even Apple CarPlay, the small one here, and I can change to different layout just with the swipe or with the scroll wheel on the steering wheel. See, if I don't need the page with the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, I don't have to. So if I want one page with a lot of information, also a lot of shortcuts, I can't do that. As you can see here, this is the second biggest Apple CarPlay with the information from the car, and I can do a full Apple CarPlay. There you go. As you can see, it has a full Apple CarPlay and still has information that you need from the car on the left and the right side, similar to this one over here. So this is basically the same display size. You can see 9.6 low profile with extra space on the side. So both of these displays are the only two that offers that option with the full size Apple CarPlay and the car information on the sides. And another reason I picked this as the best display is that because it's wirelessly connected to the commander or the OBD port, which made it really simple to install compared with the rest of the display. And also, this display comes from Enhance. As some of you may know, Enhance offer the most frequent software update, and their software updates, they're not like small updates on these display, but they do updates to a huge software update, added functions, change graphics. They can do that easily, and this is the only display that comes with the Commander. If some of you might know that Commanders add functions to your car, something that your car do not have, and it adds that cool functions to it. That's the whole reason why I really like this display. As I mentioned before, this one can be integrated with different products from Enhance. So this one can integrate with the Commander and also the 60 knob that I have in my car too. And I don't have to worry about the future update. I don't have to worry about if in the future the Tesla change or update their main software and it will not make this display work. You usually can just request to Enhance, then they will send out the software update to fix the bugs or to update the display, the software on the display to make it work again with your latest software on your Tesla. And here you have it. The 60 dash is my display of the year for Model Y Juniper because of its functions and customization and flexibility on where you place the display. As I mentioned before, you can either place right in front of the steering wheel or all the way in front on the dashboard, so it looks more like the HUD or heads-up display unit. And you can reprogram, add, remove functions, how many ever you want, change to different UI, different pages, with or without Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can even change the size of the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on this display. This is the only display that you can do that, and it is a future-proof display. As I mentioned before, Enhance usually offer over-the-air update really frequent. Almost every few months they will offer the over-the-air update for each of their products, and it interacts with different products from Enhance. Let me know in the comment down below what you think about the comparison between all 8 displays that I have tested and installed in Model Y Juniper, and which of these display is your favorite. And soon I'll be testing the final version of 60 dash either before or after they release this display in February. Thank you so much guys for watching today's video, and please click like if you liked the video. Please subscribe for more awesome contents like this. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.
I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work cause my boss is a jerk and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life cause I don't feel alive and there's nothing that makes me happy.